Would you like to know how to make a Flutter vocal effect like Billie Eilish? It sounds choppy like this. It's like you're talking into a fan. Your songs are going to sound so cool when you learn this. So stay with me and I'll show you a few different approaches to achieve that sound effect no matter what DAW you use. No fan needed. Hey, how's it going? I'm Thales, a pop music producer, and I gotta say, to me, it's super inspiring when someone comes up with creative sounds by using effects in a way that they were not intended for originally. That's what I think happened here in Bad Guy and some other songs too. Finneas or Billie Eilish or whoever had that idea, and I like those discoveries people make. So I took that inspiration and actually used something similar in the ending phrase of my latest release, Silence Hurts More. Check this out. Words can sting, baby, but your silence hurts more. Just to provide some context, in this section I sing a simple harmony. These are two vocal tracks. One is an octave below. So what I did here to create this Flutter vocal effect was an automation in the Autopan effect. This is actually a Tremolo effect, just to make it clear, which is simply amplitude modulation, aka volume modulation. So you can just automate the rate of a Tremolo plugin if you have one, or if your DAW has anything like that. But since Ableton Live doesn't have a native Tremolo plugin, only some presets in a frequency shifter effect that sounds like a tremolo kind of. My favorite way of making a tremolo sound has been the Autopan lately. The Autopan is normally used like an LFO that shifts the audio signal from the left speaker to the right speaker on whatever rate you want. It could be synced to the song's tempo or just a random rate. This is what it's intended to do. But your silence hurts more. Now, if you have set the phase until the left and right channels align, it becomes a tremolo. So you're basically modulating the volume of the signal without any panning effect. But your silence hurts more. And the secret to that effect you heard in Billie Eilish's song is to speed up the rate of the tremolo during a certain phrase or just a word with a longer duration. In my case, I actually automated two parameters in my vocals group. First, the rate of the tremolo, which starts at a 1/16th rate on the word more, then it gets faster and faster again, as you can see in these red automation lines. Second, the amount of effect being applied to the sound. So the tremolo here doesn't just turn on suddenly. There's this curve where it goes from entirely dry, unprocessed signal to a 100% wet tremolo effect. And it takes almost a whole measure to get to 100% effect, which is the duration of the word more. So until this point in time, the effect is off. And if I didn't have the rate automation, if I didn't speed up the rate, it would sound like this. But your silence hurts more. Which is not as interesting, so the speeding up effect makes a huge difference. That tremolo ended the phrase faster than it started. You could go the other way around, from a fast rate to a slow rate, or go in faster in the middle of the word, then go in slower again. Hurts more. Get creative, experiment with these rates, and put your own spin on them. I chose to sync the rate to the BPM of my song, but you could do this freely. Just click the Hertz button, then select the rate parameter so you can draw an automation line. You can press B to turn the draw mode on and draw your automation until it sounds like you envisioned. Hertz more. You may not get this right the first time, but just keep tweaking until it works for you. If you really want to go for that distorted Flutter effect, then distort the signal a little with any distortion plugin. I usually throw a saturator in the chain and play with the mix knob to apply distortion in parallel. But your silence hurts more. And this isn't the only way to achieve this sound, but it's a fairly easy approach. I'm about to show you different ways to create that effect, and hopefully that will open up your mind to all the possibilities you have to get creative with sound effects, and that will certainly improve your songs starting today. But first, can I ask you a question? What would you like to learn next? Leave your comment below and maybe that'll be my next video on this channel. Alright? Like I said, if you have a dedicated Tremolo VST plugin, it's even more intuitive. It's the easiest, cleanest method. All you have to do is automate the tremolo rate. There are some really nice modulation plugins out there with tremolo features like Freak by Native Instruments. But your silence hurts more. But you don't have to buy an extra VST plugin for this. Most DAWs should already have a tremolo effect. I've also achieved similar results with plugins like Shaperbox by Cableguys, which lets you automate many parameters like volume, and they have some pre-made patterns that you can customize. But your silence hurts more. You can use the frequency shifter. There's this preset called Dirty Tremolo that it's somewhat similar. You just have to mess with the LFO amount knob. But your silence hurts more. And when I want to go for even crazier flavors, I like to use VocalSynth and combine it with the Autopan or Tremolo. Here's a nice preset I just found. It's called Engine Startup, but I made some tweaks to the frequency modulator. But your silence hurts more. So now you know many ways to achieve that Flutter vocal effect in whatever DAW you use. Hey, can you like this video and subscribe to the channel? That's all I'm asking you. Don't leave this video without connecting to me so we can talk about this stuff again sometime. Alright? I know you love sound effects and music production too, so I'll even try to guess what videos you'd like to watch next. They will be on your screen as soon as I say bye. Sound good? Thanks for hanging out. I'm Thales. Bye!